Yeah, it feels good. I think it's exciting. I think I love being back in Perth. The weather's been good and yeah, like you said, we haven't been here in a few years, so I've been nagging everyone to get some Perth games, so I'm glad it's finally happened.
Okay, hands up for questions.
Hey Sam, back in Perth, like you just said, have you had any time to show the girls some of your favourite sports or see family?
Actually, I haven't. We've been jam-packed, but I'm hoping tomorrow recovery session we might be able to go to Monday. We might be able to go to the beach. They've obviously been doing the coffee spots. I've seen the fam a little bit, but we've been pretty busy, to be honest.
Sam, you would have watched footy here, AFL. Are you excited to play now in front of what's going to be 55,000, 57,000?
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, I've always come here for the AFL, so it's nice to kind of play here once. And yeah, I didn't think we were going to pack out Optus, so that's a credit to all the fans. I was a bit shocked when the game moved, but I guess being out of the country, we kind of weren't aware of the buzz around the Matildas in Perth post the World Cup, but it's nice to see.
Justin.
And how special was it for you to score the other night in front of family and friends?
Yeah, it was really nice. I think, of course it's nice in front of family and friends, but it was nice to score in front of the Perth fans, to be honest. I feel like we haven't played here in a while. I feel like they've always been massive supporters. I've always seen lots of Perth fans over in the eastern states, so it was really nice to kind of bring it home here to them and not have them travel and have it in our own backyard, and especially we have 3 games. Yeah, it's really cool.
Emma.
Did it bring back memories of your Perth glory days?
I felt a bit younger in my Perth glory days. No, yeah, it did. I guess that stadium, I played a lot of big games for Glory, and I mean the crowds weren't that big for Glory, but it just shows how big the change has been in women's football. And the stadium's actually got a nice revamp since I've been there last, so it was good to see. And yeah, it was a beautiful stadium.
Joe.
What did you make of the game, particularly the first 60 minutes before you came on and those younger players?
Yeah, it's hard. I think the girls, they followed the game plan to a T. I think coming back after a World Cup, being 9 weeks apart, we've all been at our clubland. It is difficult, especially when some of the girls only arrived a day before, but I thought the girls followed the game plan to a T, and obviously it was hard with so many breaks in the play, but I thought the girls did well. And then once the subs came on, I thought we finished out the game. It's obviously, maybe would have liked to have scored a few more goals with the chances we had, but it's kind of feels like we're all a bit rusty with the national team after being away for 9 weeks.
And say if you are a little bit rusty, do you think Philippines, is that an even bigger challenge for you girls?
Yeah, I think we just needed 1 or 2 days together to kind of get the cobwebs out, but yeah, we feel much better today. The Philippines, obviously, we have a lot of respect for all of the teams. They had a good World Cup for them, of course, and got their first win, so we have to be on our best tomorrow. But I think, if we play our best, we're confident against anyone in the world.
Matt and then Ben.
Sam, you mentioned the sort of difference in the crowd at HBF Park compared to your glory days. I'm just wondering if you've noticed the record crowds in the A-League for the first few weeks of the season, and what's been your take on obviously the Matildas legacy with that Courtney and Tanika and whatnot playing here too?
Yeah, I've been watching all the W League games. For some reason, it's easy to watch the W League in London, so I turn it on when I'm having my morning coffee and saw the crowds, which is amazing. And yeah, I think the A League now. Sorry, I've been out of the country too long. But yeah, I think it's been amazing. I think that is kind of come over from the World Cup and the success of the Matildas, but we all grew up in that league and we're really proud to have played in it, and hopefully it's a league that continues for many, many years, because like I said, all of us come from that league, and it's a good starting point and stepping stone for your career.
Ben.
Yes, last time you played in Perth with the Matildas, there were about 7,000 people in the crowd. On this trip, you've been playing in front of 100,000 people over 3 games. Does it ever blow you away just how much this team's popularity has risen in such a short period of time?
Yeah, I think it does, to be honest. We could have never imagined, the support we would have had from the Australian public during the World Cup. I think we kind of knew it would be big, but the support we got from everyone has been amazing. I think we gained so many football fans over the last 2 months, and it's been amazing. And I think, it's a credit to the girls, but also to the fans. The fans have created this experience for us. And I said this a million times during the World Cup, but we would have played that World Cup in front of no fans. So the fact that we got to do it in front of hundreds of thousands of fans and then bring games like this home to Perth, it's a dream come true for all of us.
Chris.
Where do you see the Philippines? What do you think their strengths and weaknesses are?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good defensive team. They set up in a good block and it's hard to break down. And I think the hardest thing in football now is when teams kind of set up in that low block and have a fast striker up top like they do and a counter-attacking. So I think their strengths are they're really good defensively. They get good numbers back, and then on the counter they're really strong. But look, they've had a new coach come in, so it's always hard to kind of see when there's a new coach what they'd be doing. So we're kind of just focusing on ourselves, taking everything they've done, in the last game with a grain of salt, because with the new coach, you're never really sure where they're headed.
The Philippines game, I guess, shapes is probably the clutch game of the three that you're playing. Is that something you guys have talked about, how important tomorrow is?
Yeah, it was always the big one for us this tournament. And yeah, I think you see with how it's kind of shaped out with the crowd and everything, everyone kind of knows it's the biggest one, but we're focused for all of the games. I think last game a few girls got a chance to play and show what they can do, so there's lots of competition for spots and everyone's really ready for tomorrow. So we know this is the big one, but we're not trying to overdo it. We're just trying to focus on ourselves and play some good football and get a result.
Emma.
How's it been back at Chelsea? I know at the end of the World Cup you kind of joked that you left Emma Hayes on unread and you weren't sure when you were going to go back there. But you obviously did get back to her in the end, and you've been back there and you've been coming back from your calf injury. Like, how's that all been for you?
Yeah, it's been difficult, to be honest. I'd redid my calf in the Sweden game, so not redid it, did the other one. So I was rehabbing that, and then came back, and I've just had a bit of an icky run the last 2 months. But no, I'm getting back to full fitness, enjoying being back on the parks. Sick of being with the physios, so I'm back to being on the park every day, training, playing, and Emma's great like that. She let me have the time, but then I had to come back and start getting fit again, that's for sure.
The State Football Centre named in your honour yesterday. Did you wake up still pinching yourself?
Yeah, I've actually known for a little while, so it was an amazing thing. And yeah, I still can't believe it. I'm still getting messages, and as a Perth girl growing up, I used to play in sandy pitches. So the fact that young girls and boys now have this home of football that, we can train at, the Glory can train there, and it's named after me is, probably that won't sink in for a while. Probably it's amazing.
Hey Sam, the Philippines have improved a lot since you last played them at the 2022 Asian Cup, and I think with the quality of their team improving, someone like Serena Bolden's come as a revelation at A-League level, and also scoring at the World Cup as well. So how much of a credit is it to see a country like the Philippines on the rise and someone like Serena being a face for them?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think you can see the growth of women's football. I think, all these countries now are investing so much more, and you see these players like Serena playing in the A-League. She had an amazing goal at the World Cup. So I think it's great. I think the competition is getting better. It's amazing that so many girls around the world now have opportunity to play for their country, even with Iran the other day. And you can never take any team lightly. You saw with the World Cup, there were so many upsets. So I think for us, that's another thing. We have to take every team like their, top team. And I think, like you said, Serena's been doing well in the A-League, and she's definitely got some pace to go with her. So we have to keep an eye on her.
Justin?
You mentioned the Sweden game that you did your other calf. What was going through your mind at that moment? And I think you hit it pretty well, because I don't think many people realise.
Just keep playing. I didn't care at that point. I just kept running. Just kept playing until the last minute. I didn't even really know. I didn't know until I got back to Chelsea 2 weeks later. I went on a holiday. Everything just chilled, and then, I knew it was sore, but I didn't think it was that sore.
So Judd's got time for a couple more questions. Yeah.
Can we expect a different starting lineup tomorrow? Have there been discussions about some more experienced players starting and putting a strong team out to start with?
I mean, I think you can expect some changes. Of course, we want to have fresh players, but we don't know the lineup yet, and Tony will tell us tonight. But I'm sure Tony would probably like some fresh players. I think the heat's also going to be a factor. We've all come from cooler climates, and probably some experienced players come in. But I'm not really sure at the moment.
Ben?
Just going back to the World Cup, Sam,
To be honest, it was it was obviously tricky for myself on a personal level, but this team's like so strong and just they don't really need much, honestly. We've got so many leaders within the team, and Steph stepped up and did an amazing job. So I honestly just tried to be like any other teammate, support the girls from the side, give confidence to the girls, and kind of stay out of their way, because when you're in such a role, on a role like that, you just want to do whatever you know works for you. So all us girls, whoever it was on the bench at the time, we just tried to support everyone, and that's the same here now. Like if you're on the bench or you're starting, you just try and support each other and make each individual be able to perform to their best. So it was difficult, but after the first game I got over it.
Final two, just move you and then Jen, Joe.
Tomorrow we're expecting more than 55,000. There's talk with Anne that it could be a new record for an Australian women's game outside of the World Cup or the Olympics. How would that feel to break that record in Perth?
Yeah, that would be amazing. I hope all the Perth people do come out, because I love giving the eastern states a bit of stick about our Perth crowds. We haven't had a game in 5 years, and it would be nice to kind of have that to draw some more games back here. So, I mean, I would love to hold the record, but it would also be nice so we can, have that little thing under our belt to have more games out here more often. And the direct to London's pretty nice.
And we'll finish with Joe.
Sam, if you think back to before the World Cup when you all came into camp for the first time, I'm wondering if you've noticed any differences sort of in your teammates this time around, particularly in terms of some of the newer players like Mary Fowler's been on shining for City and Claire Hunt's made her debut in France. Is there sort of a little bit even more confidence in the squad now, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mary's always a really confident player. She's a star. I mean, Claire Hunt, I guess she's more experienced. She seems like she's always been really experienced, which is weird because she's only played a couple of games for the national team. But I think this team, like everyone just feels a little bit more confident in themselves because of how the country got behind us. We kind of feel like everyone is supporting us and wants us to do well, but then there's this drive that everyone wants to perform and do well for the country, I guess. I think the biggest change I've noticed is probably people like Maka. She can't walk down the street now without someone chasing her down. She used to, we always used to joke that, she used to be one of the ones that could get away with not getting a photo, but now she's getting chased down the street, and I see Mackenzie Arnold t-shirts everywhere, brick walls. So I think things like that have been the biggest change in our team, but it's all for a good thing, I guess.
Fantastic. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.